I'm gonna tell you a story. Years ago, I believe it was probably maybe 4 years ago, I was traveling. I was out on the road, but the problem was I was young and stupid. So I came all the way up here to the beautiful, picturesque province of Ontario, and I booked some shows for myself. Man, I played St. Catharines. I probably played Windsor. I played London. I played them all. You know what I mean? But then when all was said and done, and I'm hanging out and acting like a high roller, the money runs out, and I'm stranded here in Toronto, thinking, how am I gonna get home? Now I was with some friends, and we were all at our wits' end, like, we got no way home, man. This is stupid. What we've done here is stupid. We got to try to figure out how we're going to get home. So, having swallowed our pride, we call our parents, desperate for help. Does anyone have any idea how we can get a lift back to Halifax? It's a 24-hour drive. Now, my friend Brian, he calls his parents, and they tell him that your grandfather, Brian, he's traveling from Hamilton to Nova Scotia because he's selling this car that he's going to be towing behind his van. You can hitch a ride with him. So it was all set. We had to go up to the 401, standing there on the highway waiting for him to show up, right? It's dangerous. Meanwhile, Brian gives us a little bit of background. And he tells us, now listen, first of all, the old man, he's in a wheelchair. You know what that means? It's a minivan. He got the whole back of the minivan rigged up with that hydraulic robot system so that he can, the wheelchair can like get lifted out. That's not funny, but what it means is that there's no room left in the van for 4 people to sit. It's all taken up with machinery. One more thing. Brian had never met his grandfather, and do you want to know why? Because he just got out of jail and had been in jail for 50 years. So all of a sudden, now the wheels start turning, and we're thinking to ourselves, now wait a minute. You don't go to jail for 50 years for shoplifting, man. Like, this guy had to have killed somebody, right? I mean, what else? Like 50 years, right? Anyway, the old man pulls up. He's missing a leg. He's missing several fingers. He's got like an ear missing. His complexion has turned completely red. He's angry. He hates that he has to give us a ride home. I mean, it's like terrible. It's ruined his entire plans for his drive out to Nova Scotia. He refers to the bunch of us as, you know what? I probably can't say this on CBC, but it was the F word. I'll just say the friggers. He referred to us as the friggers. Now you friggers, you don't go tramping on my stuff and you leave the rug alone that I got over the back seat and you don't say nothing. No, we're not playing any music. We got no radio in this van. No nothing. You're just gonna have to like you shut up. I give you a sandwich and you're gonna eat it. You friggers, you're no good for nothing. Don't be tramping on my couch and don't touch nothing. Don't look at me. Don't even say a word, because I swear to God, man, and we're terrified. We figured for sure. One false move, the old man, well, I wouldn't put anything past him. Now, I'm not even telling you half the story, but it was messed up, stressful. I mean, I was terrified. All of us were terrified. Mistake made. Our friend Corey accidentally kicked out one of the wires for the mechanism for the hydraulic robotic wheelchair remover system. So we are taking one of our many breaks because the old man urinated a lot. He peed into a juice bottle. When he was done, he put the cap on and he'd keep it in the beverage holder. And we would have to look at it. And when he peed, he moaned and he groaned, and it was terrible. And we were losing our minds slowly but surely. It kept getting worse by the moment. He was feeding us sandwiches we didn't know what they were. He liked to look at the old church as he kept going off the road. He never broke more than 70 kilometers an hour. A drive that normally takes 21 hours on a good day took us over 48. The madness would not stop. Now, like I said, our friend Corey accidentally tripped one of the wires from the machine, right? So the old man is taking one of his rests. He gets up out of his seat. He sits in the wheelchair, flicks the switch. Nothing. Holy shit. What'd you friggers do to my machine? Don't touch nothing. Just sit there and shut up. So he falls out of his seat. He collapses onto the floor of the van. He crawls his way to the back. He's rewiring it with his teeth and his few fingers he had left. And then he goes to get himself up and he clamps onto my knee with superhuman strength because having missing some fingers, the ones that he still had made up for it, so it was like a claw. And then he's lifting himself up to get back into the wheelchair, and he's got my knee and I'm screaming and I feel like I want to die, I want to scream. He's got his butt right up here like this, right in front of me, and then just like that, it's like, farted, man, right in my face. It was a 50-year-old fart. It was terrible. I couldn't breathe. I got out of the van. After he got it rigged up, I walked the rest of the way home. It took me 3 weeks. I walked home from it was we were probably like in Kingston, and I walked like the rest of the way. True story.